Good morning, boys. Hi. You're not too cold, are ya? Everybody was on their heating pad when I went to bed. We didn't get quite as cold as they said, but cold enough. I promise, Marty, I'm almost done. I'm coming. I promise I'm coming. Get my snowman watch band all on for me. Yeah. It's not New Year's anymore, technically.
Yeah, and got your kitty cat.
Snowman.
Snow cat.
That's right. There's 3 or 4 up on there. 3 or 4 New Year's pictures I pulled off the internet and 3 or 4 snowman kitty.
Aww,
so it's time to remove the New Year's ones, but
yeah, I understand.
Easy to do in the watch app. I like that. It lets you have 24 in the queue and 10 on the watch, and you get to pick, and it's kind of cool. Okay. Thank you, because I got to get in a couple of snowman weeks before Hearts.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I'll be changing this like every day, every week.
Funny. I saw that you snuck into the garage for a while last night. Just don't give Gray a hard time, and don't let Tuck see you. Speaking of Gray, I'll be around on the front porch in just a minute. You go get Panther. Yeah, I don't mind him going in there, but I am a little nervous about fights and Gray not feeling safe. It's my fault for showing him the door the other day. Tuxie, there's your food, honey. When you're done, come here, Tux. You done using the bathroom? Come on. Good boy. Johnny had him in for 3 or 4 hours last night. Okay, go get some food. Well, the water's frozen this morning, even the big bowl. Oh yeah, that's pretty solid. Let's go get that fixed. I did turn on the heater in the doghouse last night. They only ever go in there under extreme conditions like snow, super cold maybe. Everybody's looking good. I double checked the heating pads before bed last night. Don took the inflatables down while I was at dropping Johnny off at Taekwondo, which I don't think I talked about in yesterday's video, but I did go up there, drop him off. Don took down inflatables. Then Don went up there and picked them up. We had those nice tacos. But we'll get the rest of the stuff out of the yard today. I don't know that I'm going to do anything inside, but we will swap flags and put the rest of the outside stuff away. Well, after a second attempt, we got voicemail 100% working, transcribed to text, forwards over to his email. He is so set that it's great now. Maybe he won't miss my phone call since I'm the one that, you know, from the car, I need him to, you know. But my backup is I just go into the A app and I send an announcement, and since we have A everywhere, pretty much, he hears it. So, yeah, Donnie would never intentionally want to miss a call from me.
Right.
But you're all set up now, so no more excuses, mister. No more excuses.
I understand.
Now, if he could just get the N&O app to work on his phone or his tablet, he'd be all set. I guess you got to bring up the Chromebook and the web browser if you want to read the N&O online. Yeah. It works from the Chrome browser.
Works from on the tablet with the browser.
With the browser also, but the app is worthless for Don.
Yeah, the app's problematic.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check and see if it works on my phone. I usually just get the emails and I click on them or not, or I read them, but I may or may not click through. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're letting it warm up a bit. It's downright.
Yeah, it was nippy out
there this morning. But there's no wind right now, so cold is fine without the wind. It's the wind and the cold that's not such a good combination. Right. I'm going to tinker with my Legos while you read your news and have your coffee.
Thank you, pretty girl.
So what I did is I bought my iPhone X from Sprint because I paid that stupid lease for forever from them. I should just go to Apple and buy it outright so Sprint stops making money off us. But anyway, I'm using it to time lapse, and it just basically lives up there now. And that's working really good because it automatically updates to Google Photos, and then when I go to make the nightly videos, I can download the file and upload it to Drive or WeVideo or where I need it for the video. So it's pretty cool. I got everything done but the chimney. Yep, over here I think I fixed everything. I am kind of trying to decide if I want to put some bumpy white pieces here to look like snow has accumulated, or even on the roof. And I do have plans to put a pond, some outside stuff over here, but that could be a plate that just slides up in beside it and that I could work on next holiday. But I got to get Dawn to cut one of these bar pieces for me a little shorter, and I got to finish the chimney, and it's done. So I'll take some pictures, do that and take some pictures a little later. Very pleased with how it turned out. I don't know why she did that. Did you end up pressing the accelerator?
No, got my
She sorted herself out.
She sorted herself out. But I guess what happened is when she swung around, something came into her view that she didn't know what it was, so she basically immediately stopped.
Or the brightness of the sun acquiring the visual in the new position or something.
Yeah, something caught her eye, let's call it that way. Caught the camera. And she hadn't figured out what it is, and it took her that brief second to figure it out.
Makes sense. So I learned something on the Triangle Tesla call virtual meetup Thursday night. The newer cameras coming out on the newer Ys and 3s, and I guess probably the refresh S and X, they don't have anywhere near as much glare as the ones we have on Ruby and Jules. Now, Ruby and Jules might not be exactly the same, but whatever this new camera is. And the people say with the turn signal, what we're seeing with the red flashing off the car and stuff at night, that's almost entirely gone with the new cameras. So people with the latest and greatest cars are getting a slightly better view through the left and right turn signal blind spot detection camera being popped up on the screen.
Well, me not knowing any better, I would say that flashing is why Tesla hadn't came out with that sooner.
Makes sense. But now that they have cameras on a car that can get a clear picture, it's a acceptable story at any point. Right.
They're going to say something to the effect of, yeah, newer cars, they don't have that. In other words, we know about that and we've got a solution. All right, there's nobody. Oh, come on, car. Come on. Look. Okay.
Never made this intersection.
Right. Go car. Go car. Go car. I'm watching. I'm watching. Wow, I don't know how we got that lucky. Nobody behind us, nobody comes. She did all that herself.
Right, well, it's easy to navigate an intersection where there's actually not a car. You okay, Dottie?
Yeah.
The stress level of SSD beta. Yeah.
But she's not any better on this.
Well, I may have gotten just a little testy this morning with
there's nobody behind us. That again, I would not have let her do that if there was, because they would have been zooming up beside me thinking I was going to make a left turn.
Yeah, I agree. I was also, there was nobody behind you. Basketball today at the community center. Probably, most likely. So I got a little testy on a post in the North Carolina.
They were
talking.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try one more time. So I got a little testy on a post, the North Carolina Tesla owners group today, because somebody said that people that paid for full self-driving were idiots. This was in response. I don't personally like being called an idiot. I was not as nasty as he was. But at any point, I just basically said something to the response of, I had no expectations about it being complete anytime soon, just that we would get to completeness at some point, and hopefully before I need it to drive me around, and also that I helped run beta programs before, and just committed to trying to do things better for the future. I may have also said that I spay or neuter several stray cats a year, pick up trash at the local park, and donate to Khan Academy. But, silly me, I don't think so. Anyway, I didn't appreciate the use of the word idiot. He can think it, but he probably shouldn't say it in a Facebook post to a bunch of other owners. I get it. People don't have the money to buy it. Elon said this week it's going up to $12,000. He must feel like we're getting enough closer. That's the bike lane, Jules. He must feel like we're getting enough closer that
fail. But I let her do it because there's nobody behind.
Because it wasn't a danger. Yeah. I get it if you're too busy. I get it if you don't have the money. I get it if your interest is helping to do something else for mankind. I get lots of reasons why you might not want to participate. It's too scary. You can't handle the stress. It's not quite complete enough for you to be ready to jump in. And I don't care, and that's fine, and it's your money, and that's all good. But you cross the line when you start, calling names to those of us that are out there testing it to try to help humanity and have fun with the technology, and for whatever reason those of us that are out here doing it are doing it.
It's also, I think people who buy boats are idiots because there's just a hole in the water to throw money into. So what I was trying to say is what you do with your discretionary income is your business, and what we do with ours, we have a Tesla with full self-driving and not a boat.
But if I can go to Canada, or Micah will take me out to water ski with his family, I'm there. You just send the invite, I'll fly up. I want to go out on the lake in the boat.
Yeah.
Owning a boat it's kind of like swimming pools are great, but Don and I are not committed to the maintenance of a pool. It doesn't mean that we wouldn't enjoy swimming in your pool or like pools or whatever. But
that's why people swim in your pool.
People get to make choices. So.
That's right.
But anyway, they said a lot of the people just have the FSD because they want a status symbol. Really? Is that why you think people paid that extra money for FSD and are out there having to take over so they don't get into accidents because it's a status symbol? Well, maybe if you just brag on most divas I know, a lot of them, they won't even Jules is going. She went at the four-way stop. You went? Okay. You pressed, but you didn't take her out.
I didn't take her out, but I told her to
It wasn't unassisted, but you told her it was okay. Well, that's, for now, that's probably good. I still impressed you didn't have to totally kick her out.
Right. I mashed the accelerator because people behind, basically, I'm in the world, she's driving in a world full of human beings driving cars. And there's etiquette that our culture, expectations of how you get through a four-way stop, and her having to contemplate is just, I don't want to deal with the stress. It's true.
Right. I would be probably a little more willing to piss people off because I just probably would. I don't have the male ego, is that fair to say? I don't have that as a woman. They're not, I don't know.
Yeah, as a guy, I can't, don't like people thinking I'm an idiot.
I don't want to go around making people ill, but I'm a little less ruled by it maybe as you. And I think it's not really a man-woman thing so much as I'm out there all the time, and no matter how great I drive, they're upset at me anyway. So after a while, you just stop caring. I think that's where I am.
That's probably true.
Yeah, but I was going to say, a lot of the divas talk about on their personal Facebook, they won't even put a picture of their Tesla. They got a Tesla, nothing, because they're trying to not be pretentious or showy. Well, I know people have folks that are not local and would never see the car, but don't a lot of them have people that live next door and they see the car anyway? So I don't know.
This is not going to be
Oh, wow, and here comes
I stopped. I don't know what he's going to do. I can't see.
He's probably going to let you go because he can't make the turn. That would be my guess. Although there's so many cars coming that I don't know what you're supposed to do. You're going to have to wait.
I guess I could have backed up. Because he can go.
Back up in a little into the other lane or something and let him go.
Yeah. I guess I was going to let him go. I don't know if that's enough for him.
I would think it is. Because you can't see to go the other way very well and not understanding his full intent. He's got people coming still, so he...
Well, yeah, when I backed up, if he would have started moving, he could have made it.
Well, he either goes now or he's... Oh, no, there's one more car.
Well, he's going, though.
Yeah, it's Highway 55, folks. This is a very busy road. This is not a little back roads, rural country, something or other.
he gonna make it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's gonna make it.
Wow. One has to wonder why we're allowed to have vehicles on the road that can't actually traverse them properly. I'm sure he's doing the best he can.
Well, I thought he did fine. Yeah.
Well, I often wonder this about buses downtown. The downtown roads really are not big enough to sustain the buses, yet we have to tolerate all those buses downtown.
Yeah, well,
And I do mean tolerate.
you know, unfortunately, probably what's going to happen is the solution is they're going to put a traffic light here.
Right.
Then, of course, I'm just going to go after these two cars.
Yeah, well, Mr. Ram decided he'd block your view.
Yeah, I can't.
You're clear.
Yeah, I thought so.
I love the people in the big trucks that pull forward and block lower cars.
Yeah, well, that was a little.
When
that
he can
Ram truck needed to see. He could have seen beside us, behind us, without moving all the way forward, halfway hanging out into the intersection, blocking my view. But again, this has to do with most people drive. They're after whatever is good for them. And the hell with everybody else, which is fine, you know, hey, you know. But they used to be watch out for the other guy, used to be the same, but that ship sailed. Forget it. Y'all just watch out for me.
Well, it goes back to that post on FSD this morning. It's like, you know, fellow man or myself. It comes out in everything you see these days, and I think a balance is good. You know, don't be all self-serving and don't be all not looking out for yourself, but just find some balance in it.
Well,
The scales have tipped a little bit in the self-serving lately, in my opinion.
Well, plus a little bit of, you know, let's help each other, courtesy a little bit, like that truck. I mean, it's like I could have sit there and he could have waited for me to make the left turn, except for it was almost impossible for me to make the left turn because cars were backing up behind him. Is she going to turn the turn signal on?
Nope.
And she's not going to turn. Oh, that was my fault.
Right, we've been turning in for her because we established that she won't turn in here. But that's all right.
Well, yeah, but I didn't have. I was thinking.
Well, it's going on 1 o'clock and it's still 37 degrees out here. Only 37 degrees. I wore my hat today, though. I think I'm glad I brought it. Yesterday, it was so cold and windy, my left ear hurt. Well, we've only passed one other couple with their dog out here on the trail today. That must make us die-hard exercise people, I guess. Thankfully, this part of the trail's in the sun. I tell you, we need sun today on the trail. Well, I see my kitty friend over there that looks like Marty out in the sun enjoying himself. That's good. Are you sure?
I'm going to try to be.
Okay. So many things Donnie does because he knows they're the right thing to do, even though he doesn't really want to do them. Right, Donnie?
That's right. If it turns out this is all for a waste of time, those experts are wrong, I'm going to come back and haunt them.
Yeah, Don does say from time to time if he finds out he's, you know, basically dying, he's going to just eat nothing but ice cream and cookies 24/7 until it's the end. And I said, no, that's not going to work because even a couple of more days with me, you have to still eat right. And he's like, really? This is 3?
Yeah, this is 3.
Okay. I'm running my mouth and not counting again. I made Don a cup of tea yesterday. He's having a hard time at work and he said he wanted no more coffee and caffeine free because of the stress. And I got distracted. I had to reheat his cup of tea. Was letting it seep. All right, this is 4. You're doing awesome. I think this one is harder than the one at South Park, is it? I think it's a couple more feet. Is this one harder than South Park?
Yeah.
Can you make 5?
I'm going to make 5.
This is your wife pushing you to do your very best.
Yeah. So she's carrying me out of here.
I love you.
Ooh.
You got it, Donnie. Go, Donnie, go. Yeah, that hill just looks steeper than South Park. You the man, Donnie. You the man. He can almost read the watch. I can see it. 141. 141.
That's the average.
143. It's changing right now. 144.
Okay.
It's not the average.
Okay. There's no possible way.
That's too low?
That's true. Well, now.
Right, you've been stopped a little bit. That one says 111.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe the 140 something for your healthy heart. Maybe. That's closer. The 111 sure doesn't seem accurate. Well, we ran from the lift station back over here to the lake. That's a good little clip. And still super quiet here today. Nothing but us, the ducks, and a few cars going by. I appreciate that it's not too windy and it's clear. Stop taking pictures translates in woman speak to please walk back toward me and don't put pressure on me to catch up.
But I am walking backwards.
Right.
Yeah. So this is today's walk. 6,612 steps. It says impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you get an impressive?
No.
3.24 miles, 355 calories, 71 move minutes. Average heart rate was 116. The pace was 22:05, and that's because I did that hit.
Right, we were stopped for
I don't get much. It shows it kind of.
Yeah, our walking.
Yeah, well, me going back and forth, and see, it's kind of like.
Oh yeah, little ringlets up there.
Yeah. And anyway, so that's it. And my watch basically said the same thing.
Yep.
I don't exactly know how.
Can you just get out and come back in?
Yeah. Pace per mile. Let's see. Okay, that's what it said. Heart rate zones. Okay, so apparently 124 beats is in the yellow zone, which is
where you
good.
want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's what that is.
Well, my move ring just went off. I got fireworks over here on my wrist. Move and exercise rings have gone off.
Alright.
So the stand hours wouldn't normally be complete, and it doesn't give me kudos for 10K steps, even though that's what my goal is.
Okay. I'm liking this. I'm thinking of return to activity.
So the only thing we got to sort out is Don's, he can't hear me or me hear him. Is that right, Donnie?
That's right.
Yeah.
I can't talk through.
It picks up calls and it does stuff, but we've looked into it quite a bit. We can't figure it out. So I'm gonna do another level of triage on it when we get home.
Yeah.
Don just said we've got the dots. There is no way there's anything I can do other than put the iPhone up there that would allow you to see the dots. They're so small, but basically Jules is cold. When I let Ruby outside, what was it, yesterday, and I went to leave to go pick her up, go leave with her to pick up Johnny at school, I had limited regen for a part of the trip. I was like, oh yeah, that's why I don't leave her out in the winter. Spring and fall are sometimes okay, but you know, and it had to do yesterday with the kitty being in the garage and not wanting to go in there and open the door and all that stuff.
She didn't try to do right turn.
She didn't. Well, that's here, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this is where she usually messes up the left turn. Well,
right.
There's nobody there today, so she just needs to slow down a little bit.
She sees the red lights. She knows she's turning left here.
Yeah.
We're just headed home. We're not going to Harris Teeter today. I told Dawn if we make a grocery store run, it'll be tomorrow. We've got stuff to do this afternoon. I don't want to, you know, it doesn't take that long to go over there, but it might be just enough. Did you give her acceleration?
Yeah, I gave her
with that guy coming, it was, yeah, didn't want to lose our window.
Yeah.
Totally get it. It's just that me and our viewers can't see you use your foot.
Yeah, that's right. Well, like I said, I'm in the camp with Andy. The stress level of letting her do that, it's just not worth it. I mean, I of course, everybody has different levels of stress. I've just been very sensitive to stress lately. And with my work and the car, it's just easier. I knew she would safely make that turn if I just confirmed for her it's good to go. And she did perfect. I'm very happy with it. There's nobody behind me, which is unusual. I don't know what happened to that car. I must have went to the gas station. What was I saying here? It's 35, and normally this is a road that people do 45 on. Just as a little preemptive, I am going to speed up to 40 because there are cars coming.
So that walk we do over there on the Greenway, it's about a solid, I'm going to say 12 minutes to 14 minutes longer than the walk we do when we go to South Park.
Oh, yeah.
It's not tons longer, but
No,
it's a little longer.
A little longer, right. And we've increased the length. If we went to the lift station, it's about the same.
Right, turn around, but going over to the high school. And that was because sometimes on the weekend I actually wasn't as active as during the week, and I wouldn't have enough steps by day end, and I didn't like that. And when it's right there, you know. Talking about stress, 10 minutes more walking means less stress of worrying about making my daily goal.
So they're saying that we have to get the seat heaters on, we have to have the climate on.
Well, you're on right now.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't on. But
yeah, if you go in there to adjust the seat heater setting, it automatically, when you go in there, turns the climate on. If it's off, it's really weird.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's right.
Right, it's driving a lot of people nuts because they're used to staying warm with the seat heater.
Right.
I don't really prefer to drive with the heat going in quite a few occasions. I told Johnny I need to be a little cold to be alert. I can't be, sometimes being super toasty behind the wheel is not a good thing, but the seat heater's fine.
Right.
My allergies are kicked in. I don't want to be breathing in warm air. It makes it harder to breathe. There's a couple of reasons. Sometimes I have it cranked.
Yeah, I guess what I was thinking is it kind of defeats the purpose of having seat heaters. Part of the reason you have seat heaters and a steering wheel heater is
you don't use the heat.
You don't use the cabin heat.
Yep, I agree. Agree completely.
And it's very difficult to set the heating controls to the point where they're not adding heat. I mean, it's one thing to have the heater on and say, here's the setting, just heat the cabin using free heat. Don't run the compressor. I mean, just, really, in the Model X, the resistive heat runs, so you certainly wouldn't want that on if you're trying to conserve battery, and but if there's any extra heat from the battery because everything's all nice and toasty and warm, sure, dump that into the cabin, no problem. But I wonder how the compressor probably has to run no matter what. So I guess now that I've said all this out loud, the heat or cool costs about the same on the Model Y and 3 with the heat pump. It doesn't matter if you're heating or cooling, it's about the same. Now, how effective the heating or cooling are is going to vary, but the actual energy drain from the battery, running it 30 minutes to do heat or 30 minutes to do cool, is going to be the same. And now I'm sure there's a mode, because I think I saw an article that said there's like 17 different modes, combinations of heat, cool, battery heat, cool, inverter heat, cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, there's 7. That valve that they've got in the compressor and all that, there's like 17 different modes that can actually operate on it. And one of them is the actual just, use as much heat as possible to heat the cabin. Turn on all the things that waste electricity in the loop, and because that's how the Model 3 sort of did it. The old Model 3 was run the motor in this really inefficient mode, and it causes it to heat up, and then that heats the water and carries it to the cabin or something or another. That was the mode.
Jules, you could let off just a bit there, sweetie.
Well, I'm going to put her back on 35 here. I don't know if they're
testing today or not. I would sort of say no, but
Well,
I thought they tested on the weekend. Nope, there's stuff going on in there.
Right. Well, I'm a little surprised.
There's somebody turning in down here. These people are going to test. So yes, I would say it's open.
Okay.
But not overflowing today. Well, apparently everybody's already got COVID in North Carolina anyway, so Omicron.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
I was not being, what's the right word? I was exaggerating.
Yes. I understand. Yeah, well, I don't know.
Although the number of hospitalizations right now at over 3,400 is over the all-time record of, so...
Yeah, set a new record.
Set a new record. I found out yesterday that the college classes Johnny's enrolled in are going to be virtual until the 28th of January. Actually, that ends up being the 31st, right? The 20 through the 28th. That's the Friday. And I guess we can hope that they really will let the college kids come back after that, because Johnny has to report to campus to be counted to make state law that he was actually in attendance at school. They were being a little lenient about letting the teachers put the two high school classes together and the kids be virtual, and everybody, well, I think a lot of people were happy about it. And now Wake County's got involved and said that's not okay, which if I knew how to get in somebody's face to give them my displeasure with it, I would. So Johnny will be sitting on campus in the middle of the day, virtually attending his college classes. And gated beginning and end of day with the two high school classes. He's got American history, another business entrepreneurship class, the next level, and the college classes he has a health and wellness, total wellness. I think he said it's required for graduation. It wasn't his idea. And Calc 1, and what's the other class?
There's nobody behind us. We're going to make this turn, maybe. She goes. She goes. There's nobody behind me.
English, the next English. Yep, she did that just fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's just as well with him having the calculus. You know, we want him to have plenty of time to focus on that.
Yeah, I did not press the accelerator. She did that.
She did that whole turn.
thing.
Well, she's been coming back that direction well. It's this one over here that gives her...
Right.
And I really don't quite understand, because while visibility is limited to the right, she seems to be having all the problems with things coming from her left.
Okay, here she goes. Turn
She's
signal.
been doing fine here, too.
Turn.
Whoops. Did she do
I'm sure,
it?
yes, she did it, but she gave me and that guy
And a heart attack. Yep, she swung out instead of hugging close, and he started to go in the middle of our turn, which was fine.
Fine, because, you know, humans, I've clearly indicated I'm going to turn there, and then, of course, I didn't turn where he expected, so he was basically having a coronary.
Yeah.
Just like I was.
Well, I've had enough turns in my life where I was turning out into a free lane, but somebody in straight traffic decided to come into my lane in the middle of me coming out, to not count on people staying where you think they're going to stay, because they just don't. So, but yes, people do that all the time. You've committed to the turn, they assume you mean it. It's a difference between defensively driving and looking out for your well-being and getting from A to B as fast as possible.
Yeah, I guess you could argue, what's that extra 2 seconds it would have cost him? He wouldn't have had his coronary, and we would have had made the turn.
Yep. Because you all but took her out.
Yes, I mean, I was.
You were ready.
I was, yes. Well, I guess the reason I didn't take her out is, quote unquote, the damage was done. He had moved far enough that she wasn't gonna swing out and hit him. My point was, what was my coronary was, she's waiting too late to turn and she's gonna hit the guy.
Yep, she doesn't like what that guy started moving on her. There's nobody behind us. I'm helping you
sorry.
look.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I meant. I just didn't say it out loud. I looked.
But she's been stopping there more than we would like, even when there's nobody at the stop sign. She must feel her visibility is low there. All right. For our viewers and you, I can handle you trying the driveway today.
Oh, really?
I got to come back out and get the mail and take down Christmas trees and stuff, so there's no reason for you to stop and check the mail to save us from that or whatever.
Right.
Well, I've blown. Oh, man, they keep on dragging stuff out into the cul-de-sac. I'm going to be mad. They've dragged something out from up there and dragged out a bunch of the...
Okay. We're here. We're saying I can get down to 5.
Yeah, well, you better do that because you know she doesn't listen very well. I mean, you lower it, but her quickness to adhere to what you said is a little off these days.
Yeah, well, Andy said that if you keep your foot just on the... well, I'm not getting that sensation that I might have misunderstood. I agree that was... Remember that thing I was talking about, stress?
Yep. I'm trying to do better. My foot's on the imaginary brake. No, Jules, no.
Jules, that, my friend, is a drop-off.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and the thing, don't restart it now. Just go up the driveway. I wanted to be a good girl and let you try it, but
Now that's a tree. Do you see the tree?
She's not back in autopilot, right?
No.
Okay. I trust you. Whether I trust her or not is debatable.
Well, the man's way over there.
Right, I understand.
Now, is she going to see the house? See if she recognizes houses.
No, buildings, no.
You know, she didn't do very good recognizing the garage
I hear
door.
you. I want to see an oasis appear on the map when I'm home,
Yeah,
like
I'm home.
something that indicates that we were there.
Yeah, like the place where like in BattleBots they have that square where they start off, or something, home plate. You know, I was hoping that she'd at least draw the garage door. It says, is that a garage door? I mean, she could recognize dogs, cats, boats. I mean,
well, I've yet to see her recognize a cat, but okay.
Well, I'm sorry.
One of my cats.
She recognizes stuff.
Right.
And you can't figure out that. Trash cans.
Garage doors have a profile that should be fairly obvious that that's a garage door.
Especially after she goes in and out, and at this spot, I kind of hit the button to open up the door.
Yeah.
And then I go through that thing.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Doris. Tux and him were kind of close, and he was glad to have an opportunity to get away from Tux. Hi, Mart. Hi. Mart. Hi. Yes, that's Tux coming. Hi, bud. Hello. Don't cause no trouble, please. Please try to get along. You sure are efficient and oh so helpful. I'm impressed with you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Donnie. You're the best. We've almost got everything put away. Tux is in timeout because he went after Stripe again. Stripe didn't do anything. Just, needed to keep everybody safe, including Tux, who's on his heating pad. He doesn't get upset about being in there, so I'm going upstairs to take the Christmas mini flags and get the Valentine's Day mini flags. Dawn had all of us in the garage trying to find this roll of friction tape. And we were down on our hands and knees looking under Ruby, looking under the workbench, looking inside of things it could have fallen into. We couldn't find it, and we couldn't find it. We spent 10, 15 minutes looking for it. And that was after I showed up, Dawn, and Johnny had already been looking. Where is it? Right there. Did I ask you if you'd been? No, I never made it to the house with the friction tape. You're not going to live this one down anytime soon.
She found it. My girl is the expert at finding stuff that
I found Johnny's little Allen wrench and his little screw out there too.
I finished my fiber kit.
Wow, that's exciting, Johnny. You're going to show me how it moves?
Yep.
Okay.
First thing we gotta do is pull the safety and make sure my receiver's off.
So how is it not going to fly off of the cart?
carefulness.
Okay.
But it's the only surface we can use it on. So it's blinking red.
Right.
It's now live, so.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty exciting, Johnny. Wow, I'm so excited. Yeah, Johnny's been working on it, what, 2, maybe 3 hours at the most? Probably like 2. Very cool. It can go faster, but you're just being careful with it. Have any of you guys started watching BattleBots? We are done with the first episode, waiting on Sunday night's fight on YouTube. Best part. Yay! We're gonna call her complete. I got the chimney finished and all the last little touches that I'm aware of done. And yeah, she's good to go. Dawn cut this one white bar piece. I needed one that was 2/3 the length of the shortest one I had. I didn't do anything inside today. That I do know where that came from. I already pulled it back out of another bin. Just it fell off and I didn't know it, so I just re-pulled it. I'll put it back. I'll put these pieces away. So anyway, she's good to go. The only thing I'm not 100% stoked about is the chimney, but it's fine. Probably next year, like I said, I wanted a little pond, ice skating area, kind of a vision for that corner. And I guess my owl got bumped, but there, let me put the owl back. That owl is really cute. And like I said, the chimney's all done and everything. It's just that I would have rather had the textured masonry bricks, but it's good. It's all good. I'm happy.